Are you ever caught in the trap of overthinking, where even the smallest of concerns can snowball into big worries? It's like your mind is constantly playing out worst-case scenarios that leave you feeling tense and exhausted. Let's say you wake up in the morning with a sense of dread, and you're fretting over the day ahead, and imagining all the things that could go wrong. And once that worry train starts rolling, jumping off is hard. Many of us indeed struggle with the burden of worry, but there are ways to break free from it, so you can reclaim control of your thoughts and emotions. In this video, we will share some practical strategies that you can use when you feel that you're starting to worry too much. Before we look into the practical strategies designed to help you keep your worries at bay, let's take a moment to unpack what exactly worry is and why it can have such a strong hold on us. Worrying is a conscious choice we make, almost without realizing it, and it's fueled by our constant need to anticipate what might happen next. When we worry, we're essentially playing out scenarios in our minds, trying to prepare ourselves for any potential outcome. While worrying is something we actively choose to do, stress is the physical reaction that goes hand in hand with it. It's the sweaty palms, the racing heart, the knot in your stomach. So, in a nutshell, worrying is the mental gymnastics we put ourselves through. Let's say you're lying in bed while staring at the ceiling, and suddenly, your mind starts racing. You can't stop thinking about that upcoming presentation at work. What if you stumble over your words? What if your boss isn't impressed? Before you know it, you're lost in a whirlwind of worry, imagining every possible scenario, none of them good. And as your thoughts spiral out of control, your heart starts to pound, your palms get clammy, and you're left feeling completely stressed out. That, my friend, is the perfect example of how worrying is a conscious choice that leads to a cascade of stressful reactions. And as Irma Bombeck once mentioned, worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. It's fascinating to think about how even our ancestors relied on worry and imagination to navigate the dangers of their world. Back then, worrying was a survival skill that helped them anticipate and sidestep potential threats. Today, worry still serves a similar purpose that nudges us to prepare for challenges and find solutions. But when worry spins out of control, it becomes a burden rather than a tool. Excessive worrying can trap us in a cycle of stress, leaving us exhausted and unable to find real solutions. So it's high time that we put an end to our worrying with these 3 practical strategies. Recognize the specific concerns causing your worry. Worrying is carrying tomorrow's load with today's strength, carrying 2 days at once. It is moving into tomorrow ahead of time. Worrying doesn't empty tomorrow of its sorrow, it empties today of its strength. Corrie ten Boom. Imagine you're stuck in a room filled with buzzing mosquitoes. They're everywhere, and you're swatting at them frantically, trying to keep them away. But no matter how hard you try, there always seems to be more. Now, if you will apply this strategy, you could identify the source of the buzzing, like maybe there's a hole in the window screen or a puddle of water where they're breeding. By recognizing the specific concerns, you can take targeted action to address them. Maybe you patch up the hole or get rid of the stagnant water. Suddenly, you find yourself feeling calmer and more in control. By pinpointing what's triggering your anxiety, you can come up with practical solutions to address them rather than feeling overwhelmed by a vague sense of unease. It's like turning on the light in a dark room. Once you can see what you're dealing with, it's much easier to navigate. Strategy number 2. Challenge your worry through evidence-based reasoning. Anxiety is a thin stream of fear trickling through the mind. If encouraged, it cuts a channel into which all other thoughts are drained. Arthur Somers Roche. Let's say you have an important presentation coming up at work. As the date of your presentation approaches, you start to worry excessively about how it will go. You even imagine stumbling over your words, forgetting key points, and ultimately embarrassing yourself in front of your colleagues. However, if you apply the strategy of challenging your worries with evidence-based reasoning, you might remind yourself of past presentations where you've performed well alongside the positive feedback you've received from co-workers and the preparation you've put into this one. By objectively evaluating the evidence, you can realize that your worries are based more on fear than on facts. This realization can also help you approach the presentation with greater confidence and a clearer perspective that ultimately can reduce your anxiety and allow you to perform at your best. Pretty awesome way to push worries away, right? Strategy number 3, practice mindfulness. Mindfulness isn't difficult, we just need to remember to do it. Sharon Salzberg. This strategy of practicing mindfulness is like stepping off the treadmill of worry and finding a quiet corner to catch your breath. So, instead of getting swept up in a whirlwind of anxious thoughts, try to learn to observe them from a distance without judgment. By focusing on the present moment, whether it's the sensation of your breath, the sights and sounds around you, or the feeling of your feet on the ground, you are creating a space of calm amidst the chaos. This strategy also allows you to approach your worries with greater clarity and perspective, and at the same time helps you find a sense of peace in uncertainty. It's a common trap to use worrying as a temporary escape from unpleasant feelings, but in the long run, it only adds to our misery. The brain's reward system can make worry feel addictive, pulling us deeper into a cycle that's hard to break free from. But here's the thing. You don't have to let worry control you anymore. You have the power to change your mindset and take control of your thoughts. Promise me that you won't let worry consume you any longer. By sharing these 3 practical ways to pull away from worry whenever it threatens to overwhelm you, I believe you can break free from the grip of excessive worrying and live a more peaceful, balanced life. It's time to challenge yourself to let go of worry and embrace a brighter, more hopeful future. Are you ready to take that step? Let us know if you're game for the challenge in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, give this channel some support by clicking on the subscribe button. Stay updated on our upcoming content by hitting the notification bell so you'll always get notified on our next one. Until next time.